ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे भिज्यस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। आप सभी का स्वागत है इस भगवद गीता के ज्ञान यज्ञ में।
We welcome you to this session on Bhagavad Gita.
प्रथम अध्याय के 18वें श्लोक तक पढ़ा था।
In the previous session, we studied till the 18th verse of first chapter. Today, we are beginning with the 19th verse. Till now, we studied that Duryodhan, when he observed the army of the Pandavas, he went to his Acharya, Dronacharya, and he told him about the army of the Pandavas, about the main generals in Pandavas army, and then he told about the generals in his own army. And he also said that all these people in my army, they have come here to lay down their lives for my sake. And then he used the word paryapta and aparyapta for his and the Pandavas army. Paryapta also means limited, insufficient, So by seeing Duryodhan, Bhishma thought that Duryodhan has some depression, some dejection or fear in his mind, and that's why Bhishma blew his conch, and the sound of Bhishma's conch shell, all those who heard the terrifying sound of Bhishma's conch shell, after hearing, Bhagavan Krishna also blew his conch. That means accepted the challenge of the Kauravas. And then it was described all the different conches that were blown by the Pandavas. So, what was the impact of this sound of conch on the Pandavas and Kauravas? That is described in this verse number 19. That terrifying sound resounding through sky and earth shattered the hearts of your sons and supporters. So this is very surprising that this sound was heard by both the Pandavas and Kauravas, both the armies. But it is specifically mentioned here that the sound of the conch, what was its impact on Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhan and his army? So their hearts were shattered. But nothing like this is mentioned about Pandavas or their army that their hearts were also shattered. So why is it like that? The reason is the person who performs irreligious, adharmic act and he knows that what he is doing is adharma, then there is a hidden fear in his heart. Like all these terrorists who kill others, but they have lot of fear in their own heart. That's why they remain hidden. They hide themselves in the bunker. They have so much fear for their life, and they know that what they are doing is wrong. Every person tries to protect himself or herself. Dharmic person also tries to protect, and adharmic person also tries to protect himself or herself. But adharmic person, no matter how uh, strong, courageous he is, he always has fear in him. Those who have studied Ramayana, you know that how powerful was the Ravan. All the devatas were scared of him. They were always ready for in service of Ravan. They were all scared of Ravan. So that's the meaning of the name Ravan, who makes the world cry. The biggest terrorist of the world, that is Ravan. But that same Ravan, when he came to steal Sita in the garb of a sannyasi, then he was already scared. If you study the description in Ramayana, he was just looking here and there that nobody should see me. No matter how, even though he was so powerful, but still he was very afraid. So, who would have come there and seen him? Mostly Ram and Lakshman only. And for Ravan, Ram and Lakshman were simply human beings. Ravan had already defeated the Devatas. But this is a natural fear in the heart. Any thief, murderer, pickpocketer, or those who cheat others, they always have those who are corrupt. They all are always in fear. Those who perform lot of corrupt activities, they run away from the country and take shelter in another country. So what is being shown here is that if you want to live peacefully, then walk on the path of dharma. If you perform adharmic activity, then you will lose your peace. Those who know that this is an activity of adharma, They already know what they are doing is wrong. So those who don't know, they also have fear. So that's why what is shown here is Saghosho Dharta Rashtranam. And Sanjay is telling this directly to Dhritarashtra. He could have told that your sons' hearts were shattered. Why is he telling Dharta Rashtranam? It means those who are on the side of Dhritarashtra or the the sons of Dhritarashtra. But like I had told earlier also, that Dhritarashtra means one who has captured another's land. So here it is indicated by this word that they are your army, your sons, people who are on your side, they are all Dhartarashtra. They have captured another's property in an adharmic way. And that is why their hearts were shattered. Pandava's hearts were not shattered. Dhritarashtra's son's army was 11 Akshohini, but Pandava's army was only 7 Akshohini. So ideally, Pandavas should have become scared. Kaurava's army is 40% more than Pandava's army. So if your strength is 40% more than another person, will you be afraid? So that's not the case here. Here the word Dharta Rashtra word is important, which is indicating the meaning or giving the implied meaning that the Kauravas are adharmic. They are not religious, and that's why their heart is not peaceful. And simply by the sound of the conch only, their hearts have become shattered. As of now, war has not started only, and they are feeling scared simply by the sound of the conch. So there is description in many Puranas that the conch of Bhagavan, that is Panchajanya, when it is described that when Bhagavan blows his conch, then the pregnant women of Asuras, they suffer miscarriage. But that is not told for the devotees. Why is it told only for the non-devotees? It is just to show that the same sound has different impact on different people, and the difference in the impact of that sound of conch on different people, that difference is because of our samskaras. Like according to our samskaras we experience the external objects, so accordingly we have the impact in our heart according to our samskaras. So the samskaras of the Kauravas, that is, those samskaras are adharmik, irreligious. That's why just by hearing Bhagavan's conscious sound, their hearts should not have been shattered. But why did it happen? This is the reason. So that is what is described in this particular verse. And after this, the verse number 20, from here, though the Bhagavad Gita's central theme, Sanjay comes to the central theme of Bhagavad Gita from verse 20 onwards. Because here, the primary topic, objective of Gita is to convey the message of Bhagavan.
ऋषिकेशम तदा वाक्यम इदमाह महीपत. तो यहाँ अथ शब्द का प्रयोग किया है.
So here in this verse, atha is used in Sanskrit. The word atha is used in various sense. So one sense is that when you want to change the topic, then the word atha is used. When we want to start a new topic, then we begin it with the word atha. So here, atha word is used here just to show that whatever Sanjay spoke till now, that was meant to show the impact on the heart of Duryodhan. Now the whole focus is the center is shifting to Bhagavan Shri Krishna and Arjun, who are the primary people in Bhagavad Gita. So now the focus is shifting to them. So for that, the word atha is used. Then, O emperor, seeing your sons and supporters arrayed for battle, Arjun, the son of Pandu, whose flag bears the symbol of Hanuman, took up his bow in preparation to shoot arrows, and at that time addressed Sri Krishna in the following words. So now we can see a contrast here. That Duryodhan, he also saw the army, and seeing the army, he ran away to Dronacharya, and that also was to provoke or incite him. And it is also said here, it was also said, it is here also it is said that Arjun, whose name is Kapidhwaja, he also saw the army arranged. Duryodhan had also seen the army arranged. So when Duryodhan saw the army, he went to his Acharya. Arjun also has seen the army. But what did Arjun do? He lifted up his bow. He took his bow. Udyamya means to lift up. Pravritte Shastra Sampate. So everyone is ready for battle. So Arjun did not run away to somebody. He was ready to fight. He had courage in his heart. He has no fear. And he also saw the army arranged. So here again the same word is used, Dharta Rashtran. This word comes many times in the first chapter, Dharta Rashtran, to indicate the sons of Dhritarashtra, to tell about them. So there the main objective is to indicate that these are adharmic people. And here Arjun is indicated, addressed as Kapidhwaja, because the flag which he has on his chariot, Hanuman is sitting on that. It is not just Hanuman's painting on that flag. Hanuman is personally there, because Hanumanji had given this blessing when Pandavas were in exile, and in Himalaya there was the Saugandhik flower, and it had come in the river flowing. So Draupadi, when she saw, she told Bhim that I want this flower. So Bhim went there, and on the way there was a big Vanar sitting there, and Bhim told him, please move away from my path. And the Vanar said that I am old, how can I move? So then Bhim said that I cannot go above you, I cannot cross you, because in the Vedic culture it is considered an insult to walk by crossing somebody above them. So then the Vanar said that you lift up my tail and move it. So Bhim said that Bhim was worried, Bhim was surprised that I have the strength of 10,000 elephants and I am not able to move this tail also. And then he kept his club and tried to lift the tail by both his hands, but he could not lift. So then he understood this is some divine personality, and he folded his hands and requested, please reveal who you are. So then the Vanar said that I am your elder brother, because Hanumanji is also the son of Vayu. And then there was a lot of discussion about themselves and about the upcoming war. So then Bhim asked that you are so powerful, what was the need for Bhagwan Ram to fight? So Hanuman Hanumanji said that Bhagwan Krishna can finish everyone, but he will engage you all in the war. This is Bhagwan's Leela. Try to understand. Then uh, Hanuman was requested by Bhim to show that particular form which he had taken to cross the ocean for going to Lanka. So Hanumanji said that you will not be able to bear seeing that form, you will become scared. But Bhim requested again that please show to me. Then Hanuman again showed that extremely gigantic form. So Bhim became afraid, just like Arjun became afraid by seeing the Virat Roop of Bhagavan in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Then Bhim again requested Hanumanji that please come back to your normal form. So that time, Hanumanji gave this benediction to Bhim that I will be sitting on the flag of Arjuna's chariot during the war, and from time to time I will be roaring loudly just to scare the opposite army. So he used to do that. So there is also the story that when Gita was being spoken, that was heard by Arjun only. Nobody else heard that. Sanjay heard because he had that benediction from Vyasdev, but Hanumanji also heard Bhagavad Gita because Hanumanji was also sitting on the in the flag on the chariot. But the mistake that happened was that when Hanumanji heard, Hanumanji was sitting above and Bhagavan was below. So this was an offense that Bhagavan is sitting on a lower platform and the audience is sitting on a higher platform. So because of this, Hanumanji he became a Pishach, and later he repented that it was my mistake. So Bhagavan told that you will be liberated from this Pishach Yoni that when you write a commentary on Gita because you heard it. So Hanumanji wrote the commentary that is called Paishach Bhashya, Paishach commentary. So it was written by Hanumanji. Now this is the popular story. I don't know how much truth is there in that story, but this is conventionally accepted that Hanumanji became a Pishach and he wrote this commentary called Paishach Bhashya. Paishach means written by a Pishach. So that's why Arjun has this name called Kapidwaja. So when he saw this, he lifted his Gandiv bow and he was ready to fight. So from here, Bhagavad Gita takes another turn. So what is its relevance in our life? It is that Arjun's lifting his bow and coming on this battlefield, it means human beings starting on the spiritual journey. When we want to walk on the spiritual path, it is same as Arjuna's lifting his bow. So here the Pandav, Arjun, he is a very uh, courageous person. So it also means that we also have to be courageous like Arjun. If we want success on the spiritual path, we have to become like Arjun. That is why Arjun was chosen for Bhagavad Gita. Ideally, Dharmaraj Yudhishthir was there. He should Bhagavad Gita should have been spoken to him. But why to Arjun? Because the dharmic person, if he loses power, loses strength, then he cannot achieve success. Upanishad says that Bhagavan is not attainable by a person who is not powerful. Now, balahin or lack of power does not mean physical power only. It means primarily mental strength. And that is what is shown here by Arjun, that Arjun was not only powerful in the art of warfare, but he was mentally very strong. Although it is shown in the first chapter that how he becomes bewildered, but later he says, Karishye Vachanam Tava, I will fight. So this entire story, this background, it is shown that when a person starts walking on the spiritual path, what all obstacles he faces. So first of all, he will have to face Dhritarashtra. You will feel that there is injustice done to you. People are not ready to listen to you. Somebody else is getting more mercy. You are doing more seva, but other is not doing, but he is getting more favor. You will have, you will get these type of thoughts in your mind. Because I told earlier only that the real war that is indicated by Bhagavad Gita, that is happening in our heart, where both dharma and adharma are sitting. But as long as our charioteer is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, till that time we are protected. And when we will try to achieve something on our own strength independently, then we will fall in the ditch. But does it mean that we should not use our strength? Just now we said that Bhagavan is not attainable by one's own strength. No, we should use our strength, but we should always remember that we have received this strength from Bhagavan only. It is not our independent property. Also, it is said that Arjun spoke the following words to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So, what did he speak? Arjun said,
कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे। अर्जुन ने कहा, हे अच्युत,
Arjuna said, O Achyuta, place my chariot between the two armies, so I can carefully observe all these warriors desiring to fight, who are arrayed on the battlefield, and with whom I must contend in this enterprise of war. So, see what Arjun is telling. This is indicating Arjun's fearlessness. He is telling that, oh Achyuta, Achyuta means one who never falls down, one who never falls from his position. Place my chariot between the two armies. So this is very strange. There is not some cricket match going on, that let's go and watch the match. People like to watch the match, they want a good seat so that they can see both the teams. If you have to watch the match, whether it is cricket match or football match, you would like to see both the teams. So here Arjun is telling, place my chariot between the two armies. So here this is a war field. If you go in the between, then you will face arrows from both the sides. So why does he want to do this? Because he wants to carefully observe all these warriors who are desiring to fight. So if Bhagavan asks, still how long I should keep the chariot and why? Because Arjun says that I want to see who all have appeared here to fight. Until how long the chariot should be there? As long as I don't complete observing. So that means Arjun is not just an observer, he is not just a spectator. But if you have to fight against someone, even if you have to play a match against someone, so you should have knowledge about your opponents. What is their power? What is their strength? What is their strategy? What is their history of playing the matches, so that you can prepare yourself accordingly. On the spiritual path, we should, when we come on the spiritual path, we should understand ourselves. People call the spiritual path as self-realization. Self-realization does not mean just I understand the soul. It also means that I should understand my body, my mind, my intelligence. We should understand that only, because that is our chariot. Kathopanishad says that this body is the chariot for us. So we have to understand this also. What is my prakriti? It is vata pitta kapha. What is the effect of sattva rajas tamas on me? What good and bad qualities I have? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? So mostly people don't want to listen to their own deficiencies. But here, why Arjun is called a Veer, a very strong, courageous person? So it means we should be like Arjun on the spiritual path. It means if somebody is indicating my defect to me, then I should hear that. Not that I immediately became defensive, that no, I am not like that. Why are you criticizing me? Because the other person, how he or she feels about me or experiences me, that other person one is understanding my defects. Even if I am not a thief, but somebody is perceiving me as a thief, then I am doing something which is giving the perception that I am a thief. I may not be lying, but if somebody is perceiving that I am a liar, I am not an escapist, but somebody may perceive me as an escapist. So that means I am doing something which is giving that sort of perception. So that also we have to understand. So this is called a brave person. Arjun, regarding Arjun, it is said that Arjun has two vows. Na dainyam na cha palayanam. First is I will not exhibit uh, Dinata, and second, I will not run away from the field. So many people come on the spiritual path, but then they run away after some time. It happens or no? So many people are there like this. They come, they stay for some time, and then they run away, they go back to pavilion. The wicket has fallen down. So Arjun is not like that. It is his vow that I will not run away. And Dainyam, Dinata, also it does not mean that you go to everybody and behave like a beggar and exhibit pity syndrome, just showing, just expecting sympathy and pity from somebody, behaving like that. That is not right. Bhakta also has his own self respect. Our Bhagavan is the Lord of the universe and we are his servant. So, for what should we be worried? Vaishnav unnecessarily worries about food. When Bhagavan is giving to everybody, will he not give it to the Vaishnava? So, Vaishnav should not be worried like this. Vinamrata or humility, that is actually different. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told in Trinadapi Sunichena, that humility is different. To have that internal mood or quality that I am servant of Bhagavan, and whatever I do, that is why Bhagavan's energy only. But going to materialistic people and expecting sympathy and pity from them, Bhagavan does not like this. Shukdev Goswami also says, those who are blinded, have become blind by wealth, why do devotees go and try to appease them just to get wealth from them? Has Bhagavan Achyuta stopped protecting his devotees? So what is being shown here is Arjun is with Bhagavan, that is why he is fearless. And Achyuta is he who never falls from his position. We can take shelter of such a person also who himself is not, who himself is not capable of protecting himself. So Bhagavan is not like that. So that's why he requests Bhagavan to place the chariot in between the armies. It has this word senior ubir madhya is here, then again it will come in the 24th verse when Bhagavan will place the chariot between the two armies. Then it comes in second chapter also when Bhagavad Gita's instruction begins. So Gita has been spoken between the two armies. Why? Because in we have both the guna and dosh, virtue and vice in us. We have both Pandavas in us and Dhritarashtra's sons in us. And we have to rise above both. That's why Bhagavan has told Gita between both the armies. Because we have to rise beyond both.
तो कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम अस्मिन् रण समुद्य में। तो मेरे को किसके साथ में युद्ध करना है?
So Arjun is telling that with whom do I have to fight? This is very important point. Again, I'm repeating that we should be introspective every day, all the time. We should do introspection so that we understand on which direction are we moving. Are we progressing on the spiritual path? People ask others, am I progressing on the spiritual path? So the person, the spiritual aspirant is not feeling that he is progressing, but the other person appeases him. No, you are moving on the train. You are moving very fast. No. In this spiritual path, we ourselves should be introspective. We ourselves should be capable of understanding whether we are moving ahead or no. But to understand that, we have to become introspective. We have to look within. That is extremely important. So that is this nirikshya. In Sanskrit, there are many words from iksh dhatu. So niriksha means to do, nirikshan means to observe carefully, to deliberate on some object in a very extremely fine and subtle way. So he will not just see who is standing here. He wants to observe very carefully who has how much strength, what is the background, from where he has come. So we have to understand all these things. What type of samskaras are lying within us, because of which samskara is triggering which type of emotion in me. Because primarily all the good and bad thoughts we are getting in our mind are coming from our samskaras. So if we want to change them, then we have to get into the root cause of them. This is called nirikshan. Very peacefully we have to deliberate on it. And actually that person only can deliberate, he who is peaceful. One who is disturbed, who is angry, he cannot analyze any situation. That is not possible. And if it understands, it will be the wrong understanding. If we want to understand any situation as it is authentically, then we can understand only by a peaceful chitta. That's why Bhagavan says, become a yogi. And what was the analysis of yoga that he gave? That yoga means samatha, equipoise. Because whatever we have to see, we can see something in many ways. By neglecting, by love, by the vision of criticism, by anger. We may want to see faults in somebody, we may see him like accordingly. We want to see virtue in somebody, we may see him accordingly. So there are different ways of seeing, and they all have different impact on us. All are not same. So that's why this verse is extremely important, because Bhagavad Gita begins from here and our spiritual path begins from here. When we start walking on the spiritual path, then war begins. When we enter the spiritual path, it means that we have declared war against Maya. We have blown the conch that now I am ready to fight against Maya. So we will have to become brave, courageous, and we cannot win that war without the mercy of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So Bhagavan has told that you cannot cross surpass this Daivi Maya. She will just make you a toy. But if you come in my shelter, then you can cross over this Maya. So that's why we should make Bhagavan Shri Krishna our charioteer. It means we should take his shelter and then fight this war. This is the path of spirituality. So the one who walks on the path of spirituality like this, he becomes successful. And one who doesn't walk like this, he just keeps roaming, wandering. Then the path of spirituality becomes another play of Maya. He just keeps roaming here and there and doesn't achieve anything. And then becomes dejected and quits that path. He says that this is all cheating, deception, all are fooling us. Many people say like this. They have like experience like this. So what is the reason behind that? The fault is not on the spiritual path or anywhere. The fault is within us only. Our first step was not correct. That's why it is extremely important to understand Gita. Gita is a very primary, fundamental spiritual book. We should understand it. So the next verse, he says, although in the previous verse he already said that I will watch the generals in the army. So Arjun is telling, I shall observe those who have assembled here for this battle, ready to fight and wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhan. So he again says, Yotsemanan. It means one who is desirous of fighting, or those who are ready to fight. I will see them. I will observe them. It means I will see, but not with the vision of respect. Why not without respect? Because these are durbuddhi, they are evil minded. These people of Dhritarashtra, they are evil minded. Means these people are adharmika. The durbuddhi, the evil minded son of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhan, they have come here to help him. That's why I will observe. So we also have such qualities in us which support our adharmic samskaras. So we have to give them up. First of all, we have to understand, realize them. We have to identify which are the qualities in us which are leading us to adharmic activities. That is very important. We just focus on our good qualities and we ignore the bad qualities. But actually, it is more important to understand the bad qualities because those are pulling us down. They are making us fall down from the path of spirituality. So we have to focus more on them, whether you do bhakti or no, but don't do offense. Not doing offense is more important than doing 64 rounds of japa. But you may be doing bhakti and lot of malas, but if you are committing offense, then you just remain there only, you don't move ahead. So it is more important to protect ourselves from aparad or offense. Now that doesn't mean that we don't perform our sadhana or bhakti, but whatever obstacle we have in our sadhana, it is very important to save us from that. So eating the right food, good food is important, but more than that important is not eating that food which gives us disease, not eating the type of food which has some bacteria which gets into our stomach and causes dysentery or leads to fever or acidity. So you can just having good food, but if you are also having the wrong food which is leading to dysentery, it will take away all the energy from our body. You keep eating nice food, but if you are not able to digest it because you have eaten such things which uh, are not compatible with the body, then you'll remain sick only. So, more important than having good food is not having that type, is avoiding that type of food which is contrary to what our body can take. So, similarly, on the spiritual path, it is very important to do sadhana, but it is also very important to not do such activity which causes blockage to our sadhana. So that is what we have to deliberate upon. We have to observe. Arjun, the war that he had to fight, that he fought. But the war that we are having, in that it is very important that I understand this, that what type of proclivities I have within me, good or bad, which are becoming obstacle on my spiritual path. And this is in everyone. Don't think that it is these bad qualities, these obstacles are only in my neighbor, not in me. So whenever we see something bad in the neighbor, then rest assured that those bad qualities are 100% in me also. When we feel happy by seeing some bad quality in the other person, then rest assured it is guaranteed that I also have that bad quality. Otherwise, I will not be happy by seeing others' bad quality. So, if I am disturbed by others' bad quality, that means I also have that bad quality. Whether I am disturbed in a positive way or negative way, whatever, but it is guaranteed. I also have that. So, those who are always talking about others, it proves that they also have that within them, but just to hide their own bad quality, they are seeing those bad qualities in others. It gives us some kind of peace to our ego that the other person has that bad quality but not in me. So the energy that we use to see bad qualities in others, that is energy we should use for seeing the bad qualities in ourselves. But there we become fearful, there we lose our bravery. Real bravery is seeing our own qualities. Real bravery is tolerating one's own criticism. Bravery is Real bravery is not becoming angry by hearing one's own criticism and not attacking others, but rather find solution that I have this defect and I should get rid of it. The other person is actually helping me by showing me my defect. And even if I understand that I don't have that bad quality, why should I become angry? We should understand that Bhagavan is simply testing me, that how much tolerance do I possess. Even if I don't have that bad quality, very good. But we all have bad qualities and we have to identify them one by one and we have to kill them. Kill them means we have to uproot them so that the seed should grow and the weeds get removed. When we do agriculture, we sow seed in the ground. Bhagavad Gita began with that agriculture only. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. The body is a kshetra. In Sanskrit, body is called kshetra. What we say in Hindi, khet. Khet, the land where agriculture is done, there the seed is sown. So here, what is the seed that will give us some good fruit? But then there are weeds also that grow along with the seed. We don't sow the weeds, but they grow on their own. Even if you don't water them, they grow. The seed has to be protected so much. It is so surprising. This protect this. We have to we protect the seed so much, but it doesn't grow properly. But the weeds, you keep cutting them and they keep growing. So this land that we have, which is kshetra, which is the body. So when you cultivate spirituality inside, and the weeds will keep growing, and it is guaranteed in the spiritual path. These weeds will keep growing, and for that we have to be ready. And the first preparation is to understand them. One who will not understand them, he will die. He will get injured on the path of spirituality. Getting injured is also not bad, but if you die only on the spiritual path, that means you fall down only and gone. So that's why Arjun wants to check who all have come here to fight. So some things are such that we can understand. Duryodhan is visible in the front. We know, I know about him. He has captured our property. Kam, Krodh, Moh, we can understand, but there are small bad qualities which are assistants to Kam, Krodh, Moh, like hearing self praise, uh, glorifying oneself in front of others. Like this, there are like these small sparks which keep shining here and there. I want to see them, who all are assisting Duryodhan. So this is a very important verse for our spiritual life. If we just read, then what it is? We just went in midst of the two armies and observed. But what is the practical application? That is extremely important, especially when we begin our spiritual journey. That is why this comes in the beginning only. That's why it is extremely important to understand the first chapter. And again, the word Dhartarashtra is used here, capturing another's property. So, property can be of many times. Somebody performs some service, and I take the credit of another's service. That is also like capturing property. And this is Durbuddhi here. Where there is Durbuddhi or evil mindedness, there will be Dhartarashtra, son of Dhartarashtra. And where there is good mind, there is virtue. And wherever there is Durbuddhi or evil mindedness, there will be war. That is polluted intelligence, corrupted, polluted intelligence. Wherever you have such polluted, corrupted intelligence, there will be war, there will be fighting. It is guaranteed. So, to clean it up, this is important in the path of spirituality. For that, we have to perform sadhana. So, we'll stop here today. If you have any question, you can write it in the chat.
है कोई प्रश्न?
बाबा जी नरोत्तम प्रभु पूछ रहे हैं कि एक बार हम
So the question is that once identified, how can a bad quality be removed? First of all, we to answer. First of all, we have to see what is that bad quality. And as I said, those bad qualities, they come from the samskaras. The whole game is of samskaras. Then we have to understand how did I receive that samskara. For that, we have to do introspection. And then we have to uproot it by planting the opposite samskara. So it takes time, but this is important.
शैलेश प्रभु पूछ रहे हैं प्रणाम बाबा जी
So next question, I have two questions.
लगाव और संस्कार में संबंध क्या है
What is the relationship between an attachment and a samskara? In the case of Arjun, he fell into distress due to attachment. On the other hand, fear or overreaction sometimes manifest due to reasons which are not immediately apparent. In that case, overreaction may be attributed to a past samskara. What is the relation between such samskara and one's attachments?
ऐसा है कि
So answer,
जितने भी हमारे
the
ये फीलिंग्स हैं, इमोशंस हैं,
so the answer, whatever feelings or emotions we have, they arise due to samskaras.
जैसे आप कहें कि अटैचमेंट है,
Like you say, you have
हो
attachment.
सकती है हमेशा हमेशा हमेशा
So
वो
attachment
हमारे मन में नहीं रहती है,
is not always in our mind.
अनेक विचार आते रहते हैं,
There are so many thoughts arise in the mind and they go away.
मूल
But
बीज है
what is the fundamental seed of those attachments? That is samskaras. So you can understand it like this, that the samskaras are the seeds
हो चाहे
and their fruits are attachment, anger, etc.
होता है,
Hmm.
तो ये दोनों में एक संबंध है,
So that is the relation.
इसका मूल कारण अविद्या है,
And its primary reason is avidya.
और मूल कारण सबका है, चाहे वो संस्कार हो,
Even the fundamental cause of samskaras, attachments, anything you say, fundamentally the root cause or reason is avidya.
अस्मिता से राग,
From avidya we have asmita, then raga, that is attachment,
से आते हैं।
comes from avidya.
दूसरा प्रश्न है बाबा जी, दूसरे श्लोक में हमको ये दिखा कि दुर्योधन ने द्रोणाचार्य.
So in the analysis of verse number 2, it was emphasized that Duryodhan addressed Dronacharya with the following words, which indicated his cunning diplomacy towards Dronacharya. And in verses 20 to 21a, it is stated that Arjun also addressed Sri Krishna with the following words. So, what is the importance of words in the context of Arjun addressing Krishna in verses 20 to 21a? So, Arjun also said these words to Krishna, means he spoke the following words.
ये भी कह सकते थे कि अर्जुन ने भगवान को कहा,
So it could also have been said that Arjun spoke to Bhagavan. So when you're telling Arjun spoke the following words to Bhagavan, so that indicates that he is going to indicate his specific emotion to Bhagavan. It is not conveying the same meaning like what was spoken earlier in the context of Duryodhan, that king speaks diplomacy. So Arjun is not doing some diplomacy like Duryodhan. But what Arjun is, when Arjun is telling, when it is told about Arjun, he spoke the following words, that it means there is some deep purpose or emotion behind what he wants to speak. And that is what I explained today. So that will be explained further later.
एक और प्रश्न है, अभिनव जी पूछ रहे हैं, महाराज मैं भक्ति.
Next question. Maharaj, though I am practicing devotional services, but due to my previous samskaras, I always end up being harassed by my senses. I always get less enthusiastic, and that's happening from last 1 year. But somehow I don't know, I can't leave bhakti, since I know I can't leave bhakti since I am deeply convinced by bhakti. Can you instruct me how to overcome this disability, to overcome my samskara? So how do you get samskaras? You get samskaras by doing something repeatedly. And that happens primarily because of our association. The kind of association we have, accordingly we will get impacted. We will get colored in that way according to the association we take. So you have to leave the wrong association and get into the right association. You should do satsanga. Means you associate with those type of people, whoever who are also walking along with you on the path of bhakti. If you take association of bhaktas, if it is not possible physically, then you take association on social media. Try to spend maximum time in taking the right with the right association, and those things which are taking you away from the spiritual path, try to avoid them. Try to avoid those activities. Hearing, studying is extremely important. Shravan is the first step in bhakti. So the more you do Shravan, you hear, your samskaras will change. By doing something repeatedly, then the samskara becomes very strong.
नवदीप जी पूछ रहे हैं महाराज एक भक्त को अभिमान रहना
Next
चाहिए
question.
जो
A
भगवान
devotee
के
should have pride that he is a servant of Lord who is master of the three worlds and he will protect us. Then how do we understand situations or history when devotees are harassed and even killed? For example, Aurangzeb destroyed the temples of the Vrindavan Ayodhya temple and many such examples and killed countless followers of Sanatan Dharma. So answer how we should understand is that that time that was the desire of Bhagavan. I don't know the complete history. So there many times there are devotees also who don't do things in the right way. Then Bhagavan becomes upset. He gets offended. So then Bhagavan also wants to teach the devotees, and then for that he gives energy to the opposite party. It's very complex. Just simply telling Aurangzeb killed and destroyed the temple. So there be many causes behind that. I don't know what the bhaktas were doing that time and what Bhagavan wanted to teach to those bhaktas.
एक और प्रश्न पूछ रहे नवदीप जी भक्तों
You see, Mahabharat, that Draupadi disrobing was attempted. So Bhagavan's Leela cannot be understood directly so easily. But we have to keep our Shraddha in him. Most important is our own Shraddha in Bhagavan. Why he does something, how he does something, that only he knows ultimately.
नवदीप जी दूसरे प्रश्न पूछ रहे हैं भक्तों के
Next question. In association of devotees, it is easy to accept one's fault and work on it because devotees are kind and not wicked.
व्यक्ति नहीं है पर अगर हम एक
However, such an attitude in the corporate world would be counterproductive because more or less most of people are just waiting for one to fail. Is there an advice where to accept such a fault accepting behavior? So the answer, if the others are waiting for us to fall down, let them keep waiting. So the crow waits when the bull will die and I will eat it. So the crow may keep waiting. So let others keep waiting for us to fall down. Why should we be bothered with that? We should simply keep walking on our spiritual path. We should simply think that Bhagavan is keeping such people in our life to bring more firmness and determination in us on our path. Next question. If Krishna and sadhana are so powerful, why one has to make effort to detect them and remove them? Why is it not removed automatically by Krishna and sadhana? So the answer, why will it go away automatically? When you take shelter of Bhagavan, then only it will go away. If you take shelter of Bhagavan, then only it will go away. So Bhagavan is already situated in everyone's heart. He is even seated in the heart of the wicked person. So how will it go away automatically? Then what will happen to you? Then why do we need the creation?
कृष्णा जी पूछ रहे हैं दंडवत बाबा जी एक बार फिर से
So next question,
शब्द के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए
can you please explain the word Dharta Rashtra again? So the answer, Dharta Rashtra shabd comes from Dhrita Rashtra. Dhrita Rashtra. Rashtra means this land, country, property, and Dhrita means to capture it. So, and one who has captured another's property, he is called Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra's son is called Dhartarashtra. Dhritarashtra, the mood of Dhritarashtra, that is also called Dhartarashtra. In Sanskrit, we use the An Pratyay, like son of Vasudev, it's called Vasudev. Vishnu's Bhakta is called Vaishnava. So this An Pratyay is used in many meanings. So one meaning of Dhartarashtra can be the mood of capturing another's property, or this type of people who have such mood, or Duryodhan, the son of Dhritarashtra. All these meanings are there. So which meaning applies there, that has to be ascertained according to the context of that verse.
उत्कर्ष जी पूछ रहे हैं बाबा जी, महाराज आपने कहा हमने
Next question. You said that we should introspect on ourselves, but also it is said that Harinam will cure everything, and don't focus on anarthas, rather focus on Krishna. By doing this, everything will be healed. So yes, that will happen. Harinam has all power, but the problem is that the person who is full of bad qualities, full of anarthas, he can't do Harinam also properly. That's the problem. By disturbed mind, Harinam cannot be chanted properly. Like Mahaprabhu says that by eating the grains of a person attached to sense gratification, by eating such grains we don't have peaceful mind, and then we can't do proper smaran or remembrance with the disturbed mind. So it's a catch 22 situation. Bhagwan's name has all powers, but if we accept it properly, if we chant it properly, then it will happen. So as long as aparadhas are there on us, we cannot take the name properly, and then name will not uh, show its full power. So like I said about bhakti, that whether you do sadhana or no, it's more important is don't do offense. So like so all powers are there in Bhagwan. Similarly, all power is in name also. Naam has all powers, all Shakti, but if it is chanted, then only it will happen. Next question. Can you please explain by example how we can understand our samskara through our behavior? So answer, like for example, somebody smokes cigarette repeatedly, then he gets habituated to that. So this habit means the samskar becomes strong in his heart. So then what happens if he just gets that smell from somewhere? Immediately he will have that desire in his heart that I should also smoke. Or if he just sees some advertisement of cigarette, then that samskara becomes triggered. So the samskara is sitting strongly inside because we have done that activity repeatedly, and the samskara has become strong. Strong means that samskara has got lot of energy. So if the person sees anything that is connected to that samskara or hears about it, immediately it will come inside and it will generate that desire to do that activity again. Like if you eat something, if you do anything, or you see something, if you see or hear anything, anything related to that, then the samskara becomes activated. And getting activated means that it generates that kind of desire. And then when the desire is generated, then, and if your intelligence is weak, then you'll not be able to stop that desire, and then you act to fulfill that desire. Then that samskara becomes even more strong. So this is called addiction. Nowadays people have this addiction of playing video games. Lot of different types of addiction. Some people are addicted to earning money. Next question. You said that the word aparyaptam has two meanings. how could Duryodhan be sure that Bhishma understands that meaning he wanted him to understand, and Dronacharya got the meaning meant for him?
कैसे समझ सकते हैं मतलब
माने दुर्योधन को कैसे पता चला कि
इसको पता थोड़ी चला वो तो
So Duryodhan did not understand that. He just used it accordingly. So when we are speaking something, we speak with the intention that you understand according to my intention. Now you may or may not understand, that is a different thing. If I am telling you to bring water, and you may understand or not understand, but my intention is that you understand according to what I am trying to tell. So what you understand, that is not in my control. When I am speaking, I will speak according to my mind.
बोलते कुछ है और उसका अर्थ दूसरा होता है
So when we speak, does it not happen that we say something and we mean something else?
ना कि ये व्यक्ति इस तरह से
So we speak with the intention that the other person should understand. Now he may or may not understand. That is a different thing. That is not under our control.
give the mic back
जब कोई व्यक्ति कोई अधार्मिक कार्य करने से पहले भयभीत होता है
When a person becomes afraid before doing some adharmic activity, that means he already knows that it will have a opposite result. That's why he becomes afraid. Because he knows that it will have an opposite result. We have fear from that only, which will lead us to destruction. Fear means I have something and I am afraid that it will go away, it will get destroyed. Lamentation happens when I had something and it is already gone away. So then I lament for that. And fear happens by thinking of the future, that it may happen. We become afraid.
पर उस चीज का ज्ञान कहाँ से आता है कि
So from where we get that fear?
मैं कोई कार्य कर रही हूँ और मुझे उसके फल का पहले से पता है तभी
So how do we get that knowledge? That I already know that what will be the result of that activity.
मतलब अगर हम गलती से भी कुछ करते हैं तो कोई अधार्मिक कार्य तो
नहीं जब आपको पता है कि अधार्मिक कार्य है
No, you know that the activity is adharmic, and you know that the result of adharma is distress or misery. Everybody knows that the result of dharmic activity is happiness. It's good result. You may not know the specific result, but you know that adharmic activity leads to a opposite result, bad result. You may not know exactly what will be the bad result, but you.
ठीक है ओके तो हम मंगलाचरण का श्लोक बोलते हैं प्रार्थना श्लोक सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनंदनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेतः यच्छ्रेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर् ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांघ्रये भवे भवे यथा भक्तिः पादयोस्तव जायते तथा कुरुष्व देवेश नाथस्त्वं नो यतः प्रभो नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम् हरि ओम तत्सत्।